All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to stream. It's been a hot minute. Sorry, I was just messing around with some audio settings because everything broke since I was gone. OBS had a update apparently. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Been waiting 4 weeks for the stream. Going to watch the stream. Hell yeah, Bluey. What's up, Goofy? Let's go. What's up, Floppies? When's the next video? Hopefully soonish. Hopefully soon. It's been 4 weeks. Yeah, it's been a hell of a time. I haven't gotten the chance to get much animation in. But we're gonna do a little bit of animation today. Shake the rust off so I can get back to working on Mackenzie's a little bit. A lot going on with, you know, family trips and stuff and long weeks at work, but hopefully I can get back to animating. I have like 90% of the rendering that I need to do done. So it shouldn't be too much longer now, but we'll have to wait just a little bit longer, just a little bit. Either way, today we're going to be working on a little bit of practice animation with our little cryptid fella here. I want to work on trying to make just kind of like a little mini short thing for him. Have him pop out of the ice. Oh, he's bald. That's fun. Let's bring him back. I think it's because we have physics turned on right now. Doesn't know what to do with itself. Hold on. Cloth. Delete bake. There we go. Oh, yep. That'll do it. Looking a little bit jank. There we go. By my great grandmother's for her birthday? Hell yeah. Hello, what's up, Bonif Envelope? Why'd this do this again? You know, I'm just gonna turn off cloth physics for it for a bit. There we go. Now we're working with something a little more consistent. There we go. Should turn 98 this year. Hell yeah, congratulations. He's up there. Alright, let's parent this. Keep transforms. Yep, I still got it. Hell yeah. I know how to move cameras into basic positions. Let's see what that looks like rendered. Okay, we can work on that a little bit. Kind of want to just do a little mini animation of him popping out of the ice, I think. Say something in Russian, please. If only I knew Russian. Sadly, I don't. Skylanders collection went from 61 to 74. Hell yeah, grow on that collection. Okay. We definitely need to widen this. And also, like, make it way stronger. Radius. Nope, that's the wrong one. Angle? Yeah, there we go. We'll increase the radius. Nah, just a little bit, not too much. Let's make this 10,000. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. Alright, now we just gotta work on the hardest part, which which is going to be the water. So that's usually what lags the viewport the most. Also, the hardest to get looking right. Alright, put that there. There we go. Alright, most water is pretty much just volumetrics that you kind of fake to make look like water. Scale. There we go. Just gotta take that, bring it down, and then make that foggy. Just gonna put the Skylanders she had in a yard sale. So I took all of them, and they were in a Skylander backpack, so now I have at least one Skylander for every single game. Hell yeah. You love to see it. Love completing a good collection. I don't have many collections of things. I started... I've talked about it before, I've started getting a couple of amiibos, but I doubt I'm going to get, like, every amiibo. I'm just getting the ones from the games that I play. And it's pretty much already there. It's already at a good spot. Volumetric. It's old volume. There we go. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Make it more watercolored. It's more like that, and then darker. There we go. We'll make it pretty dense. I wonder if I can make the surface of it liquid. Hold on, wait a minute. I think I have an idea. A bit of a brain blast. Glossy? On surface? Maybe glass then? Okay, kind of does it. Does a little bit of light warping too. If I knew how to create games, I'd make a game like Dead by Daylight called Mascot Mayhem. If I knew how to code and make games, yeah. I don't know how to make games. I'm thinking I might have to just bite the bullet past a point and figure out how to code. Because I would want to make some games, but I don't know how. I'm thinking if I were to make a game, I'd want to make something like that's like a point-and-click kind of horror thing, just to start out with. Not only because it'd probably be easier, but also like I feel like you can get some good horror vibes from that. Because anybody played, I think the game's just called like Rome, and then like a bunch of numbers. Played that one pretty recently, and that was just like the aesthetics of that were pretty on point. Be a good one to take inspiration from. Let's bring that down. Alright, and then X, Y, Z. Okay, this is a good base. It's a good start. But I think we have to tweak the glass a bit. What happens if we get rid of the volume? Oh boy. That's interesting. Okay, let's add back the volume. Make it a little bit less dense, maybe? No. Okay. Interesting. Maybe we go back to the gloss, but we mix it with transparent. Mix shader. Let me just combine these two. Let's see what we can do with that. Oh, okay. That might help. Not really. You know what? I think I need to make this a little more wavy. It's not wavy right now, and that's kind of messing with my ability to texture it. Sculpt. No. Layout. Subdivide like 250 times. Nope, not 256,000. 250 times. Good. It's a nice dense mesh. Alright, we just kind of... We want to make that way less strong. Make it minus to start. Just kind of do it all over. And plus. Then make it a little bit stronger. And minus again. Alright. Oh. Peeking out a little bit over here. Get rid of that. Make sure everything's underneath and good. Alright, and then we can work with that. See where that leads us. Nice work there, looks creepy enough, thank you. I'm here, what did I miss? We're just putting this little fella down into the pit. Trying to make some actually properly glossy looking materials, but it is a little bit difficult. Okay, interesting. Well, let's make it smooth for one. Rotation. No. And glossy might just be not the move. I think glass was, we were getting better results with that. Just gotta tweak the IOR down a little bit. Okay, and then make this a little bit brighter. Dystrophy, emission strength, no. Black body intensity, ooh. Black body tint. Honestly, I've never messed with like most of these settings here. So it's all actually kind of new. Mascot Mayhem would be exactly how it sounds. It'd have mascot horror mascots as killers and other characters that are part of the said games as survivors. But the biggest problem with that is getting permission from the creators from said mascot horror games so I could have them in the game. Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, like I said, I'm fine with all sorts of different, what you would call it, fan works and stuff from any of my stuff, so always more than welcome to use my characters. Maybe make it a little bit rough. Ooh, that gives an interesting result. It's not really what I'm looking for, but I like how it looks. Yeah, we'll just make it simple. Thin film? No, we don't need thin film. Hey, maybe you should watch DHMIS sometime. I don't know what that acronym stands for. What is that? Okay, that's a good start. Maybe just a little question. What's your favorite dinosaur and why? Allosaurus. And mainly because of the Allosaurus documentary that Walking with Dinosaurs did way back when. If they made a game out of the animations you make about Mackenzie's, that'd be shocking for me, but would be scarier than FNAF. I mean, you know, that would be the ultimate goal one day. If I do decide to jump into game dev, I'm gonna at some point do that. You know, I got some good ideas for it, but I don't know how to manifest them right now. Okay. Let's make the sun just a little less bright. Maybe like 0.2. Oh. Wait, why is it saying this is only like... What? Oh. What is this from? Get rid of that. Okay, yeah, I was working on the wrong light. Let's get rid of the 0 here. Let's go to shading on this. I definitely want it to be brighter. 5? No, a little too bright. Let's make it 2.5. Let's make the density just a little bit lower. Change the color again. Like a dark blue. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Oh yeah, I've seen Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I agree with Helix, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, it'd be a fun project for sure. I just, unfortunately, as much as I wish it translated, 3D modeling does not translate to game design knowledge. So I'd have to learn how to make games first. Which, honestly, I might do... Once the Mackenzie series is wrapped, I'll have a lot more free time to, like, learn things and work on animations and stuff, so I might just dedicate some time to doing that, but we'll see. Oh, an Acrocanthosaurus is my favorite. I mean, it's got a fun name. Let me Google it. Let's find out together what Acrocanthosaurus is. Acrocanthosaurus. Images. Alright. Let's see. Time to rate this top pick for dinosaur. This is a pretty fun one. Kind of like how narrow the top ridge of its skull is. Yeah, even here. Pretty solid pick. Good dinosaur. That's another thing I want to do. I want to make some dinosaur analog horror. I feel like I could put a good take on it. Like, that's the one thing about Jurassic Park, like the newer movies, that I kind of wish they did, is they took it in... I wish they took it in more of a horror-based direction. Because that'd be so good, dude. It'd be so good. But, you know. They didn't. Do you know there's season 2 of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? I did not know that. Honestly, I watched the first few episodes, and then I started watching some other stuff and forgot about it for a little bit. So maybe I will have to check on it again. Hello, I make analog horror too. Hell yeah. You love to see it. Alright. It's time to start out with some basic posing. Okay, yeah, that'd be fun to have it come out that way. To have him sort of jump out at the camera. Have it start out here. What we're gonna do is we need to hide this for now. So that's not rendering. And then go to solid view so that my computer's not like screaming at me the whole time. Season 2's on Dropout. Ah, that'll do it. There have been a couple things that I've seen being made on Dropout that I would want to watch. It's just I haven't thought of... I haven't found it to have enough stuff on it yet for me to be like, yeah, I'll get a subscription. I don't know. But I should do that at some point. Just like get it for a month and then binge some things. Alright. Bring these over here. Okay. Where's the best place I can share my analog horror videos with you if you really want to watch them, that is? I could just check in... If they're on your channel, then I could probably just check them after stream. Shouldn't be too difficult. Why is it doing this? That's terrifying. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's one thing that I kind of want to tap into with whatever I work on after Mackenzie's Learning Lodge. Is I feel like maritime horror is drastically underutilized. Like, the ocean is so scary, and there's so little media that actually does justice to what makes it scary in the first place. So I kind of want to work on that at some point. That'd be fun. Let's rotate this here. There we go. Alright, bring back the cube. See what it looks like right now. We gotta adjust it just a little bit. Is this... no. Okay. It'll be this then. Yeah. Oh, not that one. No, I'm picking all the wrong things. There we go. I think the animations lore is going to be big because you spend hours making it and I love it. Yeah, I'm mostly working on, because we're getting close to the end of the series. There's definitely a couple of big lore things that I need to get put in there. So it's gonna be kind of densely packed on the lore end, for sure. So maybe you can see the end of Oak Street. The main villain, anti-villain, is an Allosaurus, and is Mackenzie's a villain or an anti-villain? I'd say villain. For sure, but an emotionally complex one. And the end of Oak Street, it looked interesting to me, but then they threw out that, like, AI dog advertising, and it kind of killed any interest that I had in it, sadly. It's just companies, they can't help themselves nowadays. It's just AI everything. AI everywhere, all the time, all at once. Goofy's theory, so we saw Phantom in the latest episode, right? So does that mean that the cameraman worked at Mackenzie's Learning Lodge before the chainsaw incident, or not? Or like a question. I mean, hey. You know me, I don't like to give away any lore unless it's directly in a video, but that's some interesting hypothesizing, to be sure. Alright, now that he's a little bit deeper, let's see if I go to shading. Maybe we make the density just a little bit lower. And that renders with more samples. Yeah, look at that. That's a spooky vibe right there. That reminds me of the what you call it. You remember when there was that like hoax about FNAF 3 having like a weird bug screen that would pop out? That's kind of what that reminds me of. And then people found out it was like an edited picture of a dog or something. Okay. It's like 3 a.m. in my country. Damn. It's dedication. Alright. So that... they'll be chilling there as a starting position. I want to get their eyes locked on the camera. Just for maximum spookiness. Don't want to completely dislocate it. Hold on. So that's not really an eye control. Where's... oh, okay. There we go. It already looks mostly like it's looking directly at the camera, but I want to, like, really send it home that that's what it's looking at. Just a little bit to the right. There we go. Okay, it does look like it's going a little bit too far to the right. Move it back to the left. It's that right eye. Looks a little bit lazy. Let's bring it in just a little bit more. Okay, so that's too far. We'll put it right about there. Maybe a little further right. Alright, cool. That's a good starting frame. Listen up, every horror media, they never kill the cameraman. It's the #1 rule of horror, never kill the cameraman. Yeah, the cameraman always survives. That being said, there's a more powerful rule, which is, you know, subvert expectations. So, you know, if you are able to get away with killing the cameraman, sometimes it works. Alright. I love that the shipwrecked music is playing right now. Very apt. Okay. Okay, so that's all set. Now, what frame rate do we want it at? Let's make it... let's make it 60 FPS. Why not? Might as well. We'll animate in 60. So then 60, 20... well, we want to make it a little bit longer, so 60 frames times how many seconds do we want? Let's make it like a minute long, just so we have space to work with, so 60 times 60. That'll do it. 3600. Damn, I should sleep. My eyes are droopy. See you in the next stream, boys. Alright, it's been real, Helix. You go get some sleep. Appreciate you coming out. Alright, let's... yeah, let's have them just kind of chill for like... how many seconds? Like maybe 5? So 60... 1, 2... 3... 4... 5. So he's kind of doing that alligator thing where they just kind of like look at you and don't do much and chill in the water. Then after the 5-second mark, he'll jump on out. GZ Y. Sorry, I didn't hear you say if Mackenzie a villain or an anti-villain because they have popped up. Definitely a villain, just emotionally complex. Do Opal and Gage hate each other and why? They do. One part of it's because orcas hunt great whites, but for a deeper lore reason, there is a deeper thought process behind it than just literal. That's up to you to figure out. Let's see what it looks like if he pops out in that 1 second. Go to playback, frame dropping. We're gonna hide the cube. If he pops out, I'm sorry, what? There's literally no way that's 1 second. I guess that's a second. Are we doing 60? Is it going 60? What's my playback? Frame dropping. Okay. I guess 60 frames it's slower than I thought. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, no, that tracks. So we want it to go fast. We need to go in like half a second might even be too slow. Let's have it go to 1/4 of a second. 1/4 second. There we go. Alright, that'd be a good starting lurch. Someone say lore. That's right, there's lore reasons. Somebody get MatPat on that. R.I.P. He didn't die, he's just not doing game 3 anymore. Okay, does that clip through? Yeah, his little spiny clips through the ice if I do it that way. So let's make him move forward more. Then up. Does that clip through? Nowhere near as much. Definitely not a noticeable amount. And we can have it go up and out of the ice. Get a little bit more forward. Definitely bring that to the 30-second mark. Okay. Real reason Opal stole Gage's sandwich in the 1st grade. Yeah, it's just like a high school bully type situation. Alright, that's a good first movement. Let's refine where his hands are going to be placed, though, to bring him up there. So let's have these. He does it right about there. So let's have them kind of creep up from, which frame did I set it at? 300. Yeah, okay. So 300. We'll have it kind of pop up from the 2 second, or I guess 3 second mark, but 2 seconds until he jumps. We'll set this up. It's the starting frame. Go to 300. On the like a billionth question, no problem. I'm always happy to answer questions. As long as they're not lore related, then I kind of have to dance around them, but that's okay. Has Lila the Lynx and Bo the Beaver ever met each other? And what would their interactions be like? Well, they technically all met each other several times. Since when they were in transit, when they were set up on the show stage. I don't know if when they were activated they were like that, but you know, they have met each other. And interactions wise, it's hard to say, since Lila's a little more avoidant, a little more stalkery, but you know, it's open to interpretation. Alright, let's get this one right on the corner there. Set that, go to there. Make these all open at the start. Pop ahead. Oh my god, you should have made a dolphin and a pufferfish so they can have the dolphin play with the pufferfish to get a... Yeah, that'd be a nice little thematic element. The ghosts get high for fun. This is important to the lore. Okay. Crunch those in just a little bit. Oh, no. Don't want those. Hold on. There we go. So just crunch. Man, I gotta kind of do it individually or else it's gonna be weird. Scale 0.5? Nope. Scale 0.75. Nope. Scale 0.9. 0.8. 0.85. There we go. Scale 0.85. Alright. Set that down on the ice. Put that there. Okay, and you want to see a little bit of a trick? To be honest, Bo's just a chill guy, and that's fair. Question from Legla, what are you planning to do after Mackenzie's Learning Lodge? Well, like I said, I want to do two things. One, I want dinosaur horror, since it would just be awesome. I can feel it. And then maritime horror, so ocean-related stuff. I don't know which one I'm gonna do first, and if I'm gonna do a giant, massive, like project like Mackenzie's Learning Lodge, or if I'm gonna do a lot of one-off stuff. But we'll figure that out when we get there. I do know that I want to do one of those things, though. Alright, anyway. Trick time. Watch this. Alright, if you want to kind of have some things animated, but in kind of like a stagger step order, like let's say we want one finger to land before the other, before the other, before the other, and it to kind of look smooth, you just take all of them, keyframe at one point, alright? And then you just get rid of the one that you don't want to select, and you move it back a couple frames, get rid of another, move it back a couple frames, get rid of another, move it back a couple frames. And now, hold on, if we go back and we set all of their still frames to be right about here, then when he goes to grab it, it kind of staggers it. Well, we should probably separate these out a little bit more. So we'll do it like that. Just so it's a little more staggered. And see that? It's beautiful. Gives it a little bit of life. Although we should probably get the hand up a little bit sooner. Yeah. So we'll get the hand up sooner. There we go. It's a little bit stiff, but we can work with it. Michael, what's your least favorite and most favorite Mackenzie's Learning Lodge character and why? Most favorite? That's hard to pick. It's like picking your favorite child. I'd probably have to go with Mackenzie. They were the first one and kind of started everything, and I'm just kind of have a bit of a soft spot for that. But then I would say least favorite. That's also a rough one to pick. Probably gonna have to be. Maybe Wolfgang, just because, not for any particular reason, just because he has so many hair particles, and that's hard to animate. I like him as a character, I like his design, I'm happy with what I did with him, but he's definitely a little bit rougher to work with. Sorry if I've already asked this in a previous stream, no worries. Are there any scrapped Mackenzie's Learning Lodge characters? And if there are, what do they look like? There's no scrapped characters. Pretty much everybody that I put out on the cast was with intent. But there are definitely characters that have yet to be fully seen that are kind of going to be coming up pretty soon. Let's set that there, and move that down that way. Cool. Let's open these up to a kind of gross hyperextending degree. That makes it look kind of weird, and that's good. Let's move that back. That back. And then hopefully that kind of makes it look a little more organic. There we go. Make mascot mayhem after half the characters are out. I'd probably add fan-made characters like Mackenzie or maybe even Bo. Pretty cool. Be pretty rad. All right, now I gotta do the right or left hand. I know my left from my right. Maybe, possibly. I'd like to think. Okay, let's move that up. Can't even see it. There we go. Alright, alright, alright. Rotate on the Y, the Z. Put that there. And then we'll move that out. Bring it back a little bit. There we go. Then we gotta do the same thing with the fingies. If I remember the number, it's... what you call it? 0.85? I think it was 0.85. Reminds me of when Scarecrow grows big in the nightmare scene in Batman Arkham Asylum. Actually, kind of a good comparison, actually. I can see it. Megalo, when you start making dinosaur analog horror, can I be the one of the first dinosaur scene in it? You know what? Just for you, I'll do that. Hopefully I don't forget it, because I am forgetful, but I'll do my best to not forget. Alright, make that hyperextended just a little bit. Actually, let's make that a little bit less extended here. And then we'll have it kind of go down there. Scale 0.85. Oh yeah, wait, I want to make them individual. Scale 0.85. Scale 0.85. Scale 0.85. Scale 0.85. There we go. And rotate on that. There we go. Same trick as before. Maybe a little bit less exaggerated, but still. Alright, let's see how that looks with the shading and the water. Alright, it's gonna look a little bit noisy just because it's water, but like, you can take a look at little key points. Yeah, the fingers coming out of the water is kind of crazy looking. In a good way. And then it starts coming out at you. Yeah, I think that works. What position are the arms in at this point, though? That's the question. Oh yeah, no, we definitely need to fix that. Yeah, that could work. Maybe I just rotate this. We can definitely get rid of that now. I need to make his arm not break. Maybe this is the first arm that kind of comes up past the ice. So like maybe right at this point, he lurches it forward. I think that'd work well. Hello boys, it's 2:15 a.m. right now. This is the last chat I have. I just came back to see animation progress. Gotcha. Alright. We'll see you next time, Helix. Richard the Raven and Wolfgang are still in the casino. Yeah, that's the headcanon. Is they're just still chilling there. Running the slots. Alright, so we'll make that there, and then at this point make it start jutting forward. Just gotta figure out how to make it animate properly around the ice shelf. Insert. Bring it back just a little bit. Definitely bring it back there. Here. It'll go down on the ice. Maybe even at the camera. We'll have to position the camera before we move it further. For now, that'll work. Kenzie then bursts the doors down and slams Wolfgang against the slot machine, and then is charged with assault. Yeah, probably. Kenzie got some anger issues. Alright. Get the rest of this basic movement outlined. That there. Goes X, rotates on the Z, goes Y, goes Z a little more. There, and then we need to move that forward a little bit so it's not so jerky. Maybe up some more and forward some more. So that looks a little more smooth. That back. How's that look? A little bit smoother. Forward. This one needs to rotate a little bit. go. Not looking too bad. What type of analog horror do you like the best? Dinosaurs, Paranormal Activity, or maybe animatronics? I mean, I think it really just depends. I think that, like I was saying, dinosaur-based analog horror just seems the coolest to me because there's not a lot of stuff that taps into horror related to modern-day dinosaurs. So it's got the most novelty to it for sure. But it's hard to say which one is the best because it all like the premise can be good, but it comes down to execution too, you know. It's got to be done right. Okay. Let's work the camera just a little bit. Let's get it standing at about a human's height. Let's bring that in just a little bit. There we go. Alright, how does that look with, we're gonna go, the cube brought back into play. Okay, so that looks pretty good. The fingers start coming out, okay. Hide the cube. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Megla, what do you think about the real FNAF location of American Dream opening next year? I mean, sounds like it'd be a fun time. Might have to. I feel like that's going to be a bucket list thing. I definitely have to visit that at some point. I don't know too terribly much about it, though. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Nope, don't want to grab that. I want to grab the camera. Alright, we bring that forward just a little bit. Put that there. Definitely need to change the FOV on this. It's way too focused. I'll make it 30. Rendered. We'll increase the light's angle as well. Okay. It's all coming together. Keep going past the cube. Then Bo escapes right before he gets chopped. Only OG Megla fans will understand. For real. Okay. Ah, dang it, I moved it a little bit. Rotate Z. Yep, there we go. And then here's a little bit of flavor that we can add pretty easily. We take this, we take the moon, and we take the sun. Take everything that sounds like fun. Alright, but then what we do is we add camera shake. X rotation, modifier, noise. Okay. And then that's definitely too much shake. So we need to increase the scale, decrease the strength, up the depth to like 3, and then let's see how that looks. It's not bad. Could be better though. We'll put it at 68. Okay, that's pretty good. We just take that, plop that on the other parts of it. And then what do you know? It's perfect. That's Gamer Shake. Wonderful. Alright, we need camera to look at the hands a little bit. Okay, hold on. Normals. That's what's gonna save this. Normal rotation. Beautiful. Moose Pog for real. Alright. That. Well, that's too quick of a movement. That down. Like that. And hopefully that translates well. There we go. Rendered with the cube. I also need to get rid of the background transparency because it's kind of... Yeah, there we go. That makes it look a little more like what it'll actually be. Owen quits his job at McDonald's. I'm seeing there's a lot of fight dictation going on for the Vegas Mackenzie situation. Special Walton Files, I haven't. I've heard a lot about it, but I've not watched it. I probably should. But, you know, there's a million things I should watch and have yet to. That there. Make it solid. Get that there. Then we gotta jump back. We're getting launched back. There we go. And that almost perfectly tracks to them too, which is nice. Let's see how that kind of moves. Okay, it's pretty nice. We'll put them under the hand. Okay, we need to move that over to the right a bit. Cool. And here's an idea in the Mackenzie video. Make Mackenzie lose her antlers. She gets damaged, so she looks how female moves actually look. Could be good. Top 7 reasons to be goofy like me. 1 yes, 2 yes, 4 yes. That's a lot of yeses. Pretty good so far. I think the main thing that's kind of holding it back is I haven't animated the neck yet for the creature, so let's do that. Let's animate the head. Hide the cube. There. We definitely need to do the neck next. Yeah, I get it. Neck next. Got him. Down. Good. Okay. Damn. Swapping over to rendered view was kind of a little bit of whiplash there, not gonna lie. Yeah, definitely wouldn't want that thing looking at me. At any point, really, if I'm being honest. Bring that back to solid. Alright, we gotta adjust the jaw. Jaw starts out like that. Back. So it kind of flexes a little bit. Yeah, we actually don't need to move it there. Not much anyway. Open it just a little bit. Back and open it up. Let's see how it looks. Get that down. Is this what brings this up? It is. So go to that, and then just bring it up. Nope. Bring that up there. And then that looks pretty good. Not bad. Like, if you're stuck in Mackenzie's Learning Lodge, how would you survive? I mean, I would look for the nearest vending machine and just kind of eat snacks from it and cry. I don't know if I'd be the most equipped for handling the situation, but, you know. That's just me. Pops up like, hey, you got games on your phone? Yeah. You're just a silly little goober. Alright, let's be there. Okay. It's not half bad. Back with a brand new profile. Hell yeah. Look at that. Even says Goofy. Okay. We're looking pretty good so far. I think we need to just adjust the fingers. That's the only thing. We need to set it as this is there, and then we'll rotate and scale, put it back. We just need to bring that down. Put that there. Cool. It's looking good. Hypothetically, if plushies were made of the Mackenzie's Learning Lodge characters, would they be the old or the new models? Probably the new models. But, I mean, wouldn't hurt to make some versions of the old ones, too. Make it like how Pokemon cards have shinies or whatever, you know? You can make it like, oh, well, you know, you got the regular version and then the rare one, you know? Rare Mackenzie Labubu. Okay, where... How do I make this look less like it's folding in on itself incorrectly? That's what it's looking like right now. The Z? Okay. The Z is what we rotate. Okay, move that there. And then we need to, at some point during this process, we'll take the arm from here up and move it to where we'd rather it be. We can do it fast, just as long as the camera doesn't see it. Gotta bring it down. Let's bring it down. Okay, we'll make this there. And once it's here, neat. Okay, let me just bring that forward too, because we gotta look imposing. Bring those shoulders up. We'll make it normal at first, and then he brings it up. There we go. Nice. would look at that and say, yep, the kids at Mackenzie's Learning Lodge will love this. Yeah. Let's think. Some of them are a little crazy looking. Man, this goes hard. Alright, we're making good progress on it. Good progress. This is gonna make a killer YouTube short. Or make merchandise of the characters, like a really posable figure. I'd love to. Unfortunately, I don't think at the current scale it would be economically possible, but mayhaps one day. I would love to make a marketable plushie. For now, though, it's not in the cards. Alright, then let's have him, after kind of looking at him for a little bit, he's gonna pull him back into the water. No, Megla, please don't turn me into a marketable plushie. Listen, we have to do it. For now, you're safe. It's not economically viable, but one day, if it is. Just keep going down this way. Scrolls up like a shrimp a little bit, but that's alright. Look at that stretchy arm. That'll be fixed in a bit. For now, we just need to block it out. Down. Make it a little bit speedier. Oh? Alright. Looking pretty beautiful. Alright, I like how it started out so far. You need to take a sip of water though. Epic. Remember to hydrate. It's important. Okay. Get it all the way there. We just have it bring the arm down with it. And we will do a thing where We add a constraint. Make target the detachable parent of owner. Okay, so we actually don't want to do it with that. We want to do it with the camera. Child of this. Make the bone right. Maybe just hand ik.r set inverse. Keyframe that as 1, and then make it 0, and then keyframe that. Where's the camera keyframe? Where did I set that? I could probably make those a little bit earlier. Oh, my phone thinks I was talking to Google. I was not. My dog's eating. Good for her. Alright, and then we just start bringing it back. I hate this move menu. It makes it way harder to make. We'll just completely move it for now. Let's put this towards the edge and rotate it. Bring it down. Bring that back. Alright, how's that gonna look? Looks kind of bad. Hold on, let's make that a little bit smoother. Okay, that looks better. And we just have it get brought all the way to the edge. Bring it down. Alright, does that leave them in the cube? No, not entirely. Almost in the cube. Let's bring it down in the cube. There we go. Now it's in the cube. Punch through Iman? Hell yeah. I think he's the one that most people ended up finding my channel through, which is awesome. You love to see it. Alright, how does this flow? That's not entirely good. Okay, yeah, there we go. I need to grab that. That's what it was. So what does it look like rendered? I mean, that ain't bad. Can maybe use a little bit of polish. Especially around this spot. So we'll move the shoulder back. Down, maybe? Yeah, there you go. And then move it forward and up about here. Nice, yeah, that makes it look more extended on the way down, which is good. And we gotta animate this side so it's not just stiff the whole way. Let me bring it back around there. That ain't bad. Make that go up there. Just a little bit slower. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Now that arm goes in. Found your channel when Dako started reacting to Mackenzie's Learning Lodge. Yeah, I remember that. How excited were you when Dako uploaded reaction video of your series? I was in the kitchen doing dishes. I remember it. I literally saw that I just got a notification and it said Dako had watched one of my videos, and I was like, okay. Kinda crazy. Because I grew up watching a lot of Dako stuff, so it's like kind of a weird full circle moment. It was awesome. Very, very hyped for that. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go see ya. Alright, see you later, Archracanthosaurus. Been real. Alright, what does this look like all the way through now? Let's see. So he looks at it for a little bit. Hand comes out, grabs him, and then pulls him in. Not bad. Honestly, I mean, I don't know that there's much else I need to polish about it at that point. I just need to adjust camera movements a bit more. Camera there, okay. Put that there. That one starts moving, so we'll make a camera move up there, to the side. Back. That way. Up just a little bit. And on the y-axis. And there we go. See how that looks. It's honestly pretty good. Pretty good. Not that bad. Alright. I don't know how I did it, but I went from 591 at the end of June to 809 subscribers now. Hell yeah. Congrats. You'd love to see it. Alright, I think that works. I want to kind of see how it looks a little bit at each point rendered. Okay, that's pretty good. All good, that's good. How about the head? Let's tweak where the head's at a little bit. Back. Cool. I think that's the final touch. Let's see. Hold on, I'm actually kind of curious what the cloth simulation looks like now. Does the body have collisions? Physics? It does. Okay, cool. So we'll turn that on. Set the frame range to, what should the end frame be? Let's make it like right here. So that's 523. Okay. I'm gonna go to physics. Set that to 523. And bake. Go, CPU, go! Give that a little bit of time in the oven. Damn, it is ripping through. I'm so glad I got a CPU upgrade, because this would have taken forever if I was still working on the like little 4-core CPU. Nice. Okay. Time to see how it flows. Let's get rid of the cube so it's a little bit easier. All right. How are them physics? Hell yeah. That adds, it's crazy how much that adds to the scene. Let's see what it looks like rendered. Nice. So much life and flow and weight. It's awesome. I actually kind of love it. That's crazy. Yeah, big fan of that. Well, I think we pretty much did it then. I just have to render it and put it together. Mascot Mayhem, we got 7 killers from the Mascot horror games. We got Freddy Fazbear, Bendy the Ink Demon, Mr. Peterson, Baldy, Huggy Wuggy, and the Pancreas Lover Ban Ban. Hell yeah. It's a pretty stacked roster. Throw Mackenzie in there and we're all good. All set. Yeah, I think I might have to just render this at some point and put it out then. Because I mean, it's pretty much good. I'd imagine I'm probably not going to render it at 4K. Not even just because of the amount of time that would take, but also I think I'd want to make it a little more crusty looking. Let's set that just like 25%. If I ever made the game, that's true. If you ever do. But, you know, if you do. It's pretty stacked roster. Alright. Well, that was pretty solid. Get a little short animation done. Brush up on the basics. It looks pretty good. Here, let's full screen it so that y'all can really properly see what we're working with here. Alright, he's peeking in at the water a little bit. Go up to grab. I mean, I guess I could just press play on it. Grabs him, pulls him under. I mean, I love it. I think if I add a couple filters on it to make it a little more crusty, that would help sell it a little bit more. But I already like it. Definitely going to render this out at some point. I don't know if it'll be the next thing I render, because I do want to get some Mackenzie stuff rendered out. So this might sit on the back burner for just a little bit. But the animation's done, so all that there is left for that is just rendering it, which shouldn't be too hard. Alright. Well, with that, I think I'm going to call it there and get to working on the next Mackenzie animation. We have quite a bit already done on it. Let me see if what I can show. How many frames did I make? I have it rendered at 30 frames a second. The first batch has 2,655 frames done. And that's the first half of the batch. Second batch has, let's see, 1,650 frames done. So that's around like, I want to say 3,500 to 4,000 frames done. So, you know, we're getting there. At 30 frames a second, I got a good couple minutes of footage rendered out already. So hopefully I can actually make something, get something put together soon for teaser stuff. That'd be good to have ready. Other than that, that's all I got for now. Appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out for a little while, chatting. Hopefully I can stay back in the groove of streaming again, because it is fun. But, you know, life happens sometimes. Hopefully it's not another 4 weeks of life, but, you know, life does happen. Other than that, that's all I got for now. Appreciate you guys coming out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.